Hello everyone, so this is the problem of the day, rotated digits. So we are given an integer n which ranges from 1 to 10 to the power 4, and we have to tell that within the range 1 to n how many numbers are actually good, how many integers are good. So what is the definition of a good integer? An integer x is considered good if after rotating every digit in x we get a number that is different from x. Okay, so what is meant by rotation here? We can look in these points. 0, 1 and 8 rotate to themselves. 2 and 5 rotate to each other. Means whenever there's a number that has 2 as its digit, gets converted to 5. And whenever it has 5, it gets converted to 2. 6, similarly 6 and 9 rotate to one another. And this point states that any other number which is not within this set makes the entire number invalid. Okay, means any number which is 3, 4 or 7 makes the entire solution invalid. So now let's consider the example for n is equal to 30. So for the range 0 to 10, we have these numbers. 0 is going to remain the same, it's not going to contribute to any answer. 1 is going to remain same, not going to contribute to any answer. Right. Similarly, 8 is also not going to contribute to any answer because it's going to rotate to itself only. But 2 is going to contribute because it's going to change to 5. 3 is not going to contribute because it's an invalid number. 4 is not going to contribute. 5 is going to contribute, however, because it's going to change to 2. 6 is going to change to 9. 7 is not a valid number. 8 is not contributing anything because it's going to rotate to itself only. 9 is changing itself to 6. And 10 is also not contributing here because in 10, 1 doesn't change to anything but 1. 0 changes to nothing but 0. So we have 10 only here, right? So 10 won't be contributing to any answer. So we will have 2, 5, 6 and 9 contributing towards our answer. 4 numbers in this range from 0 to 10. Okay, wait, I have written 0. It should be 1 here because we are going to consider only 1 to n. Okay. Then we have 11 to 20. Okay, so 1 is not going to contribute to any answer. 12, however, is going to contribute because 2 is going to change to 5 and the number will become 15. 13 is not going to contribute because it has 3 and 3 is invalid, right? It's an invalid number. 14 is an invalid number. Similarly, 17 would make an invalid number because 7 is present. 15 is going to change because 5 is going to convert to 2. So it's becoming 1 to 12. 16 is going to change to 19. 18 is not going to change into anything. Why? Because 8 is converting into 8 itself, 1 is converting to 1 itself. So it's not actually contributing to anything. 19 is going to contribute because 9 is going to change to 6. 20 is also going to contribute because 2 is going to change to 5 and our number will be 50. So this is going to contribute 5 numbers. This range is giving me 5 numbers: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we can observe that whenever we have numbers which are in this category 2, 5, 6, 9, then the number is obviously going to be changed because 2 is going to convert to 5, 6 is going to convert to 9, and vice versa. So we can say that whenever we have 2, 5, so we can say that whenever we have 2, 5, 6, 9, the number is obviously going to change. Okay, provided we do not have these invalid numbers. Okay, so for the next range, we can say 21 to 30. First of all, we'll cancel out all the numbers that are going to be invalid, which contain 3, 4 or 7. So 23, 24, 27 will never contribute to our answers. And we will, okay, 30 also. And we will take into account those numbers which have at least one of these numbers. 2, 5, 6, 9. We can say that 21 to 30 has 2's everywhere, right? So all of these will contribute to our answer because 2 is going to change to 5. And there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 numbers. So the answer for 1 to 30 is going to be 4 plus 5 plus 6, which is 15. Now we know that n is basically 10 to the power 4, so a solution of n log n will work. So what we can do is we can iterate from 1 to 30, and for every number within that range we can check for digits within that range, and if there is a digit which is equal to 347, we will directly invalidate it and it won't contribute to our answer. However, if there is no such digit, we will simply increase our count to +1. Let's look at the implementation now. So I am going to iterate from 1 till n, and this is going to be actually my number. So uh, int number is going to be I. Okay, this is actually the number that I'm checking, whose digits I'll be checking. So while number is there, I have to check its digit, right? Int digit would be nothing but number modulo 10, right? And I'll check that if this particular digit comes in an invalid set, then I'll also create a set, an unordered set. It's not necessary to create a set because we can always check if the number is equal to 3, 4, or 7, but I'm going to create a set because I want to. So 3, 4, 7. Okay, so if the number, if invalid dot find digit is actually not equal to invalid dot end, this means we find that particular digit within the invalid set. This means that this number is actually not valid, because presence of any invalid number will uh, not give me an answer, right? So I'll have, for every number I'll have a boolean variable is valid, which will tell me whether it's initialized to false, which will tell me whether that particular number would be valid or not. So we'll simply say is valid to be, sorry, false here, and we'll break. Okay, we do not need to check other digits because if any presence of 3, 4, or 7 will actually invalidate the whole number. So we'll simply break here. Okay, but if it's not the case, so we'll continue, right? So if we'll check that whether the number 2, 5, 6, or 9 exists, so I'll create another set, another unordered set, which is contribute, which will have 2, 5, 6, 9. Okay, so if contribute, because they are going to contribute to my answer, because they are actually going to change the number, the digit would be, if it's found here, contribute dot end, then is valid is going to become true only. We won't break because we are not sure whether the digits that are going to come after would be invalid or not. Okay, so if contribute dot find, then is valid is true. Okay, and then we'll actually divide our number by 10 to check for other digits. After we are done iterating all the digits within the number, we'll check that if it was valid. If it was valid, then we'll simply increment our answer. So our answer is actually int count is equal to 0. So count plus plus, and we'll return count. So let's just check. I've actually added some test cases of my own here, and all of them are getting passed. So we can say that the time complexity required, the time complexity of this solution is n log n, because we are iterating within the range which is n, and for every number we are iterating its digits. So we know that the digit maximum times this loop can go is log n times. That is digit times. So n log n is going to be the time complexity, and the space complexity is big O one only. We can obviously choose to write if else statement instead of adding set here, but to make the code readable, we can also add set here, right? So let's just submit the solution. Yeah, it's submitted. Thank you.